Can you hear me now? You should be able to. If you can hear me, type yes. Can you hear me now? All right. All right. So as I'm tapping takeaway, we're talking about construction vehicles. You have to be safe with construction vehicles. Don't tailgate them. Leave room. I need you to think of it like this. They're trying to make our world better. They're trying to make it safe. I know it sucks. We're running late. You got this big old truck. You got people patching roads. Take your time with construction vehicles. Really be aware of what's going on. You got to check your mirrors. And that's the one thing I need all of you to do. Start checking your mirrors more, right? Your rear mirror is your primary mirror, okay? Rear mirror is your primary mirror. That's what you're going to see everything on. And that's really important. Let's keep rolling. Knowing your vehicle. You have a title that stays home. It doesn't stay in your car. Your title stays home. That shows that you actually own the vehicle. Your registration, that stays in the car. You'll receive a registration from your new vehicle, right? You are required to always have the registration in your vehicle while you're driving to show proof you own the vehicle, or your mom owns the vehicle, or your dad owns the vehicle, or your grandma owns the vehicle. Proof of insurance. In our state, we need to have proof of insurance. If not, you can get a ticket. It could be $150. It could be $200. Every community can set their prices. Okay. If I'm in a community where we need more revenue, revenue is money. Cities need money. They get money from parking tickets, speeding tickets, registration. Okay. So I'm going to raise the prices of a no proof of insurance. Instead of $50, it's going to be $100. Right? Your driving protocol. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Driving protocol. Make sure your path is clear when you're backing out of your driveway. Don't hit the car across the street. A lot of you are looking in the backup camera, but you don't look over your shoulder. You're going to hit a car. Facts. I agree too. A lot of you, when you back up, you're not really backing up. You're looking at a little 6x6 screen. I'm going to turn the backup camera off. I need you to look over your shoulder to the right. I need you to look over your shoulder to the left. You don't do this. And when you don't do this, you're going to hit a car. Many of you are so dependent upon a screen. And on some road testers, they don't let you use the backup camera. You've got to know how to do it yourself. Okay? The backup camera is just one tool. You still can back into something, hit something. Entering your vehicle, you never want to turn your back to oncoming traffic. Okay? I'm going to keep going. Vehicle controls. Steering wheel. This helps you turn the car left or right. Your horn is in the middle of the steering wheel. You use that to alert other drivers. Your windshield wipers, you turn this on when it's raining. Ignition switch, we have a push to start button. Okay? We have a push to start button. Ignition switches. That is a switch that turns on the car. I agree 100%. Lock in, guys. Wake up. Let's talk about temperature control. I like the car nice and cold. Some of you were crying yesterday. It's too cold. It's too cold. We are going to have the AC on to keep us awake. Our hazards. If we're parking and we are beginning drivers, we turn on our hazard lights to let other drivers know we are parking. All of my students yesterday did 3 parallel parks. First drive, downtown Mount Clemens Trap area. And then every other time we drive, we're going to do more parallel parks. We went over to a smaller high school. We worked on steering, hand over hand in, hand over hand out. Okay, in the chat, you're going to tell me, do you like 9 and 3, 10 and 2, 8 and 4, 7 and 5? What is your preferred hand position? I need you to type it in right now. I'll give you a moment. All right, I gave you a little time. Some of you said 9 and 3, 10 and 2. Based on the state final examination, you can have your hands at 8 and 4. You're going to have your hands at 9 and 3. Okay? Can you fail your road test for driving one hand? No. But it will indicate, it will show that you don't have total control of the car. We want you to be safe. We want both hands on the wheel. Most of you are driving with two hands. If you drive with one, I'm going to stop you and we're going to switch drivers because you're a beginner. We don't want you to panic. I want you to build trust. And if you're not sure of something, you let me know. So we want to have both hands on the wheel. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the final skills road evaluation. Steering. Use this a balance 8 and 4 or a 9 and 3 hand position. Use this proper hand placement when backing. Your left hand is at the top. Your right hand is on the seat. You're turning wheel looking backwards. You're not relying on a backup camera. I didn't say you couldn't use it, but you need to do both. Use this push-pull. You're going around a roundabout or a curve. You're doing push-pull. Use this hand-over-hand steering when appropriate. You're making a right turn. If you let the wheel spin, you're going to veer out of the lane to the left, automatic failure. If you hit the curb to the right, such as we were driving in downtown, some of you were cutting the turn too short, you were hitting the curb. That's automatic failure. We do not want to damage the driver's ed car. Let's continue. The brake pedal, most of you are doing a pretty good job. You want to use the ball of your foot with your shoe. This is the ball of your foot. Don't laugh at my shoe. It's size 14. I'm a big guy. This is the ball of your foot. Use the ball of your foot. If the tip of your shoe is barely on the brake pedal, your foot is going to slip off. Your foot will slip off. What I notice, a lot of you have your foot on the brake properly because I'm showing you this. Classes before, I would have kids have their foot to the tip, slip off, or to the edge, slip off. More of you are what? Putting your foot on the brake and using the ball of your foot. That's great. That's fantastic. This means less chance of you rearing the car. But some of you are still staring at the speedometer, still looking down. Look ahead, aim high. R is for reverse. You put this in reverse, the vehicle will move backwards. D is for drive. In this position, the vehicle will move forward forever unless otherwise acted upon. P is for park. You put the car into park when stopped to prevent the car from moving. This position is required when you want to start the vehicle or turn the vehicle off and remove the keys. N is for neutral. You may have a question on a test about this. When placed in this position, there will be no connection to the drive vehicle and the vehicle may roll forward due to gravity. So you need to be aware of this. This is a picture of your instrument panel. You have your speedometer, you have your dashboard, you have your gear indicator, which is W. Okay, you need to know the gauges. We talked about mirror usage. I'm just highlighting. You need to make sure your mirrors are properly adjusted. Anytime speed or position adjustments are made, I got to see you check your mirror. Some of you are not doing this. Some of you are looking over the wrong shoulder. If you're going to the right, you look over your right shoulder. If you're going to the left, you look over your left shoulder. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. You need to know how to do this. When stopping, I should see you checking the rear mirror. Will you lose points on your road test? No. But it shows you have safety. Adjust your mirror properly. I should see you looking. I should see eye movement. Remember, I'm in the passenger seat. I have my clipboard. I'm evaluating you. You've got to hit these standards, period. Let's talk about mirror usage when turning. When a driver prepares to turn, mirrors should be checked before any speed or position. A person is riding a bike to the right. You don't look to the right, you just ran over someone. Okay? It's called the right hook. The video we saw the other day of the driver in the wrong lane, okay, not paying attention. We want to be a defensive driver. Next, lane changes. If you're attempting to change lanes, mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. I need to see more of you doing this. More of you are starting to do it because I'm forcing you to do this. I don't want accidents. I want you to become good drivers. I'm going to keep going. You got to lock your door. Some of you are not locking your door. Some of you are not putting on seatbelts. That is an automatic fail. We went over this the other day. Okay, automatic fails. Not putting on your seatbelt. The instructor has to turn the wheel. For several of you, I had to turn your wheel yesterday. You almost crashed, or you panicked. You said, I am confused. I showed you love. I helped you. And that is important because I want you to feel comfortable asking me questions. Okay, backup camera. Okay, backup warning devices. This technology varies from vehicle to vehicle, but the result is always the same. An alert system warns you before you back if something or someone is walking. But dirt could be on the camera. Dirt could be on the sensor. Mud. And then it doesn't work. So if you get lazy and just look in your backup camera, you just ran over your little sister. You just hit your parents' car. Stop relying on your backup camera. Takeaway. Type in takeaway. Type in takeaway. We're going over test data right now. We're getting it going. And then we'll put your questions in. Okay, we end in the test. You're getting a lot right now. You have your road test tomorrow at 8 a.m. You're in the right place. Lock me in. I'm going over a lot of good information. All right, we're going to view the report. Anthony and Marcus Campbell up front. Thank you. Much appreciation. I'm going to do a quick screen share. I ask you to do takeaway. I'm going to do a screen share because I'm always test prep. We're going to be over prepared. So here's the data. The accuracy is about 73%. Not bad. I wanted 77. Not bad. I wanted 77. All of you should be tapping takeaway. I need more than just don't rely on backup cameras. Tell me more. I took a lot of time to put this together. This is your class. 1 or 2 sentences is not enough. This is 2026. I need some paragraphs up in here. So Marcus is up front. Anthony's up front. Connor's up front. Robert's up front. Grace Ray's up front. 88, 86, 84, 82, 80. Then at the bottom, we have 53%. We have 59%. It's a bell-shaped curve. Let's see. We have 88, 86. Really, I could do 2 people. Marcus and Anthony will be to the far left. Then we will have Connor, Robert, Grace. They will be to the far left. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 kids at 78, which is solid. They will still be on the left. Then we will have 73 at the top, which is Grace, still solid. Then we have Michael Parker kind of toward the right. So it's a bell-shaped curve. This is how your test is going to be. This is how your quiz is going to be. You always want to look in the rearview mirror when you're backing up. You want to use the rearview camera to help you. You want to cover the brake and take your time. You see the data right in front of you, right? Questions. I'm going to look at the ones you missed more. This one is 60. Hold on. I'm looking at it. 6. You are driving in a steady rain. A good indicator that hydroplaning can occur when you have water splashes or puddles. Okay, you always want to look over your shoulder when you're backing. I'm looking at the lower ones. 67%. The best way to prevent skidding on a road surface, steer smoothly and gradually. 11%. Oh, we need help with this. To slow and stop gradually on ice, you use light, steady pressure. I'm looking at the ones that are lower. 22%. Vehicle with anti-lock brakes. You are braking for an emergency. You should apply full brakes. I'm looking at information. You see who's at the top. Thank you. I'm proud of you, but we got to keep working. Give me a moment. Give me a moment, please and thank you. This is going to help you. I'm going to put in questions, and I'm going to put in chat. Stand by. Give me a moment. Put in some questions. Stand by. Put in some questions for me. Put a Q in the question. All right, let's go ahead. I asked you to put in some questions. So when you're making turns, you want to check your mirror. You get ready to make a right turn, you have to slow down to make your turn. It's the person behind you slowing down. Are they on their phone? Are they not paying attention? You don't want to slow down, stop, and someone hit you because you're not paying attention. You got to look in the rearview mirror. So if you're slowing down and you have on your blinker, you look up and check. Then you check to the left to make sure no one is going to come and hit you from the left to the right. Then you look to the right. Is there a pedestrian? Are they people walking? Driving is a multitask event. So now we're going to start dropping in some good information. Now we're going to start making you think. And I want to go through this first, so pause with me. Your mom messaged me last week. Her son or daughter is 17. He's had his level 2 for 8 months. He or she never once asked to drive to school, to a friend's house, or literally anywhere. She said, I keep the keys on the counter. He or she walks past them like they're not there. That's not a lazy kid. This is a generation telling us something, and most of us aren't listening. You're not listening to what your mom and dad says. You're not really motivated to go out. Here's what's actually happening. We're in the Midwest right now. Not vibes, not thinking pieces, real numbers. The Department of Motor Vehicle Knowledge Test is the longest written permit test in the entire country. You could have 50 questions, you could have 80 questions, you could have 120 questions. Okay? You need an 80% to pass. High schoolers in the Midwest are still more likely to hold a license than kids anywhere else in the country. So in our location, you're more likely to hold your level 1 or level 2. Around 8 to 10 seniors, but even here, the numbers keep sliding. Nationally, the share of 18-year-olds with a license has dropped from over 80% in 1983 to about 6 to 10. Cost. Driver says it's expensive. I'm not going to lie. Anxiety happens. You don't want to interact with people. You don't want to do your public speech. You don't want to drive. Access. Some of your parents don't have the money for class. Some of your parents don't have the money for a car. Not TikTok, for the reason Gen Z is waiting. So today, I'm going to not give you tips. I'm going to put the state of the police perspective, the parents, and my perspective, the actual instructor who sits in the passenger seat every week, every day. I'm driving your age group. I'm going to give you some real information to help you think. I'm going to start dropping questions in. I need you to answer first. Grace Ray said, are you allowed to have multiple tries on the parking road test or only one try? Grace Ray first, thank you. You get one try, Grace Ray. And if you can't make it in a certain amount of maneuvers, it's an auto fail. You won't get to the road test. Here's what gets teens. You can go up to the stop line. That's easy. You pull your front end up without going over the big white line. The second one, Grace Ray, is when you reverse and back into your driveway. Very easy, very simple. Most of you will be able to do that. The problem is parallel parking. You hit a cone. You knock 3 or 4 cones down. You go over the line. You do multiple tries. That's where a lot of you fail. I want to keep going. I'm getting ready to drop in some questions right now, and I need you to reply. Okay, we're getting you guys ready. We're making you ready, getting you ready. All right, here we go. Here's the first question. All of you need to reply to this. Okay, I stopped at the stop sign. Why did I fail? What do you think happened, people? Put it in your own words. These are instant fails. What do you think happened? I stopped at the stop sign. Why did I fail? What do you think happened? What do you think the person did? Everyone needs to be dropped in their comment. If you want an interactive class, here it is. And guess what? We are driving better because I'm going to demand that you stop where you're supposed to. So let's keep going. I stopped at the stop line. Why did I fail? Well, we're going to tell you why. Fact, rolling past the stop line even slightly or stopping past the marked line is graded as a full stop fail in most Midwest state tests. Stopping close enough isn't stopping. The line exists because the stop lines exist. We practice this in the driveway, and I still catch it in the car. We want to count 1001, 1002, 1003 out loud in your brain. This fixes 90% of your failures. I'm putting in the next one. We're getting you prepared. And I know it's really doing well because I see great things all the time. All of you need to reply to this. I'm putting it in right now. Thank you. Here we go. Next, the examiner failed me for checking my mirrors too much. What do you think? Is it true? Is it false? Is it right? Is it wrong? Tell me what you think. I'm getting you ready. Some of you, I taught your sister, I taught your brother 2 years ago. You're going to be better than them. But tell me why. You're putting true, tell me why it's true. You're putting false, tell me why it's false. Anyone can type true, tell me why. Thank you, Grace H. Tell me why. That's what I want to know. Let's start thinking. And we get out in the car, let's start driving. Like, I understand, I'm ready. Some of the most casual things will make you fail. The examiner failed me for checking my mirrors too much. Fact, excessive nervous mirror checking without a plan is scored as a lack of vehicle control and not caution. We're not grading paranoia. Some of you drive with paranoia. I'm just being real. Don't say that. Yes, some of you drive with paranoia. We're grading on awareness and purpose. Okay? Awareness and purpose. If we're in the downtown Mount Clemens trap area and you're blowing past the stop sign, that's a fail. Julian saved our lives yesterday. He said, I don't like this turn. I can't see. I said, man, cover your brakes, slow down, take your time. If Julian would have went out and I didn't say anything, we would have got T-bone on Julian's side. Julian and I looked at each other. I gave him a fist pump. I was like, man, you saved our lives. That's right. I don't like driving this area. But I had Julian driving in a little tight, small area. And it made him better. He's going to be better than a lot of you because he's driving in a tight little bitty area and not your comfortable neighborhood. Okay? I don't know there was such a thing as checking too much. Mirror checks should follow a rhythm tied to actions before you brake and before you turn, not a nervous tick. Some of you are doing this. I'm like, are you okay? Are you having a seizure? I mean, just think about it. Okay? This is real stuff. I'm trying to get you out here to drive. And for what I see, a lot of you are listening and some of you are not. Okay, here's the next one. I'm dropping it in. I need you to answer. I failed not for checking my blind spot on a lane change. What do you think happened? What really happened? Okay, if you are checking something in a nervous manner, that shows lack of control. Okay? You got to show confidence when you're with your driving teacher, when you're with your road tester. You're going to be nervous. You got to show confidence. Please answer the question. What you eating right now? I'm sipping on a strawberry smoothie my son made. Natural. Strawberries. Bananas. The peels. Okay? Natural. What you eating on right now? Tell me. Type it in. What are you eating? This is good. Air. Bruh. Okay, what are you eating right now? Okay? What are you eating? Come on. What are you eating? Some of you on that nothing. You get ready to fall asleep. That's your wrong answer. You better have a little snack by you. Okay, let's talk about this. I failed for not checking my blind spot. Fact. A missed head check on a lane change is one of the most common single instant fails in the Midwest road test. Mirrors have gaps. I'll say it again. Mirrors have gaps, not the gap in your teeth. The gap is exactly where crash happens. He does not perfect it at home and forgets under pressure. If your mom and dad aren't forcing you to check your mirrors and look over your shoulder, you're going to hit a car because you're going to be under pressure. Turn your head into muscle memory during segment 2. Don't wait before the week of the test. I'm trying to prepare you now. If I have to tell you to look over your shoulder, you're not passing. If I have to tell you the light's red, slow down, you're not passing. If I have to tell you to turn into the nearest lane, you don't know how to drive. You're waiting for an adult to tell a minor what to do. I'll say it again. If I have to tell you, turn into the nearest lane, cover your brake, check your mirror, you're relying on a full-grown man to tell you what to do. You're not becoming independent of me. Confidence and legal beats caution and confusion every time. I need you to be confident. You show confidence. You don't tell me, oh, I got it. No, you don't. You just ran a light. Oh, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. We're putting the next message in. I need you to reply. No one told me you can fail for going 5 under the limit. What do you think? Give me a reply to this. I'm getting you ready to drive. You are driving better than your sister or brother 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 12 months ago, 2 years ago. So many parents tell me, yeah, you had my daughter 2 years ago. You had my nephew 6 months ago. We're better. Oh, you got a different car now. Julian said going under the speed limit is more dangerous than going faster. Do you agree with Julian? Do you think he's just sitting there talking, holding the sheet, holding this pillow? Or is he really telling the truth? All of you need to reply. Okay, you need to tell me what you think. You need to tell me what you know. Fact, driving significantly under the speed limit without cause is scored as a control judgment error, not as a safety plus. It's a control judgment error. You're beginning drivers. You don't develop control yet. You don't have judgment yet. Okay? Under driving causes just might as well be rear end as speeding. I always told her drive slower is safer. I was wrong. Confidence and legal beats caution and confusion to everyone around you. A lot of you drive with confusion because you're overwhelmed. I want to keep going because I'm pushing you. I'm dropping these in. You're going to tell me what you think. This is your interactive class. We're getting review and real life driving. Here we go. I'm dropping the next message in. Reply to this. I got an instant fail for not yielding to a pedestrian who wasn't even crossing yet. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell me what you think. Okay? Tell me what you think. I got an instant fail for not yielding to a pedestrian who wasn't even in the crosswalk. Tell me why you disagree, Julian. You say disagree, but tell me why. You say you agree, but tell me why. Julian be typing fast. Come on. Type. Here we go. Fact. A pedestrian stepping toward a crosswalk with clear intent to cross legally has the right of way the moment they begin. They haven't started yet. It is most common excuse we hear after pedestrian strike. Just like when we were downtown Mount Clemens Trap area, the kid on the little sparkly pink bike, the kid on the purple spark little bike. We remember that because one kid came flying through. I'm like, whoa. We stopped, and then the other kid just came through, assuming we were going to stop, assuming we didn't see him. Okay? I'm a gamer. I have peripheral vision. I'm better than most of you. Yes, I'm older than you, but I'm better than most of you because I have a stronger skill set. Use your peripheral vision if we're going to the Mount Clemens Trap area. Cover your brake. Analyze information. I take you there for a reason. Understand that. Okay? I still don't fully understand this rule myself. If a person is on the curb facing the street with the foot forward, treat it as if they've already started. We saw the first kid on the sparkly bike. He was halfway through the intersection when we came up. We paused. If we would have started, the other kid on the other sparkly bike would have got hit. It's the same thing when Julian was in his area and the young woman who was delivering pizzas. And she gave us a side-eyed look. Whoa. We're going to the next point. I need you to think. We're giving you situations. Okay, here's the next situation. Put it in. Failed for rolling a stop at a right turn on red. What is this about? How do you prevent this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? We're trying to build habits. Tell me what you think. Fail for a rolling stop at a right turn on red. I'll give you a moment. Answer the question. All right, we're going over this. I asked you to put your information in. Some of you still sitting here playing, sleeping. Okay, you're going to struggle. I'm not about having my learners struggle. Failed for rolling stop at a right turn on red. Fact. A right on red still legally requires a complete stop before their turn, not a slow roll. That's the first part. Next, right on red is a privilege, not a rolling exception to the stop law. You have to stop. You guys don't do it. I do rolling rights all the time, and I never get caught. You're going to fail. And get comfortable, and you do a rolling right on red. You don't look to the right. You just ran over a little kid on his e-bike. You do a rolling stop. You don't look to the left completely. Our car ran a light. You just got hit. Teach it as a two separate action. Stop completely, then decide to turn. Never blend them. That's what a lot of you do. You blend them. You just slow up and roll forward. You're going to fail. Next, we did this in downtown. Here we go. And we had ladies clapping yesterday for my students. They did a great job. I hit the curb doing parallel park and instantly failed. Tell me, you agree? You disagree? Tell me why. I'm pushing you harder than my classes last year. I had some of your brothers. I had some of your sisters. And then my class in September, they're going to be smarter than you. Tell me why. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? Oh, they doing too much, bro. They doing too much. I should see everyone typing. Remember, I saved this log history. We have the deluxe Zoom. It gives me a summary. Everything I put in, it gives me a summary. I grade you and I grade myself. If you're sitting back putting in random stuff, you're random. If you're putting in work, going through your maturation process, going through your scholarly process, you'll be graded higher. Come on. Here we go. Fact, curb contact during the maneuver is an automatic fail in most Midwest text rubrics. We're in the Midwest. A rubric is how your teachers should grade you, how your driving instructor should grade you. I have the rubric with me all the time. If you're out of the rubric, that's a fail. If I have to grab the wheel because you almost hit a curb, that is a fail. If you don't stop on a red light and I have to hit the brake, that is a fail. I can't drive for you. And I'm not going to pass you if you don't meet the standards. The driving school has raised the expectations. You have to get 39 out of 39. Well, how come I got 1 on the first drive? That's our grade. Can I get a 0? Yes. Can I not pass? Yes. So when you get in the car with me, you need to be on. You need to be ready. Let's continue. Curb contact means you lost spatial awareness of the vehicle. Spatial awareness of your vehicle's real edges. You hit a car. You hit a curb. I see it all the time when you're turning. You're like 6 inches away from hitting a car. And then I stop you and you're like, why you stop me? Because you're about to sideswipe a car and you're looking in the back of the camera, but you're about to hit a car on the right. Or you're about to hit a bicyclist. Or you get honked at. Use cones in an empty lot before you ever touch a real curb. It's the single most under-practiced skill. Why do you think the company has introduced more parallel parking practice during segment 2? Your parents don't take you out parking. That's an opportunity. I like this because when we go out today, we're going to do all these things. Demonstrate. I failed for not using my signal early enough before a turn. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell me why. Tell me what you should do. Come on, guys. I want to pick this up. Get your information in. This is your review. This is your study guide review. This is your test review. These are questions you will have on your test. They're set up in a multiple choice format. You should miss less than 10 questions when you take your state test. If not, then you're not prepared. And if you fail your test, I'll see you in September. I'll see you in October. I'll see you in November. Oh, it's 2027. You should have been done August. But you missed days. You didn't get your drive done. You failed. You got to fight with the instructor and got kicked out. You hit a car. Automatic fail. I'm going to pause. I'm going to call 911. I'm going to call corporate. Is everyone okay, sir? Yes. Call 911. Get a police report. You will fail. This is serious. I can't keep covering the brake when you don't see the red light. I'm not going to drive for you. Raise your seat up. Some of you are too low. Raise your seat up so you can see the dashboard. Cover the brake. I'm not talking about being nervous. I'm talking about being fundamentally sound. This is why I love talking to your parents. It's just your first one through, second one through, third one through. Okay, do they listen to you most of the time? Oh, we're about to have a problem. Do you have the right shoes on? No. You're slamming the brake. Wear thin-sole shoes. Some of you don't listen to me. And then you slam the brake 10 times and then we get rear-ended. I'm sorry. After the second time, it doesn't mean anything. So I'm going to go this. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate what you're putting in. So let's talk about this. I failed for not using my signal early enough before a turn. Fact, signaling less than 100 feet before a turn or too late in general is a common deduction across the Midwest testing standard. Signal timing is communication. Late signal is no signal. I didn't realize that there was a required distance, 100 feet or a half a block. Signal the moment you identify the turn is coming, not the moment you start turning. But we see cars signaling when they start turning, too late, not signaling at all, or cutting us off in a motorcycle. I'm not making this up. We saw it yesterday. The young lady in delivering pizzas almost hit us. Okay? But our student did a great job. Here's the next one I'm dropping in. I don't care if it's long. We got to work. I need you to be ready. You should be excited to drive. I'm excited to have you in the car. Let's go. Here we go. Here's the next question. If the examiner said I was overcorrecting the wheel and marked me down, what is this? What's really going on? The examiner said I was overcorrecting the wheel and marked me down. What are they really saying? How does this apply to general driver's ed? Why did I take you in the downtown Mount Clemens Trap area? Why did I take you on roundabouts? Why do I have you parallel park? Why do I have you reverse in a parking spot? Why are we doing angle parking by your mom or dad? You only get one chance. I tell you, you only get one chance. And then they're smiling and I'm smiling. I give them a high five. Thank you. And then bye-bye. If you are overcorrecting your turn, and a lot of you were doing this, you had your right hand on the left side. You had your hand down on the bottom of the wheel. You're making the wheel small. You can't go crazy turning the wheel because you might overcorrect much and run off the facts. Michael said they're turning the wheel much when they are turning, and it could lead to hitting other cars. This is true. Beginning drivers do that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's a turn and a half. You're all the way to the right. It's a turn and a half. Your wheel is in a straight position. It's a turn and a half. You're all the way to the left. Beginning drivers do dry steering. They do not know the position of the steering wheel. Fact, jerky overcorrection after drifting is graded as a poor vehicle control, even if the car never left the lane. Some of you are drifting to the left, poor vehicle control. Some of you are drifting to the right, poor vehicle control. You are the driver. We're in America, our steering wheel is on the left, we drive on the right. You, the driver, will be on the left side near the line. The car will be centered. Some of you put the car all the way to the right and you're in the center lane. That's wrong. We're going to hit a mailbox. We're going to sideswipe a car. I have to turn the wheel. You look at me like, why are you touching my wheel? You're about to hit a mailbox. Okay? Some of you grip the wheel really hard. Real talk. Some of you need to loosen your grip. Big corrections come with big fear, not mistakes. I'll say it again. Some of you grip the steering wheel too hard. Some of you need to loosen up the grip for small inputs. Big corrections come from big fear, not big mistakes. You have fear. Okay? I'm taking my time in this. It's a lot. Here's the next one. Be active. I failed because I didn't merge with enough speed onto the highway. This could be you, and it almost happened yesterday. One of my students had the wrong shoes on. We pulled out on the road. We were going 10. I told my student, push the gas. Looked at me. Crickets. I told my student, push the gas. I heard crickets. Push the gas. I heard crickets. Don't wear the wrong shoes. You have to push the gas. If you pull out in front of a car and we get hit, it's your fault. Please. A merge can be you making a turn onto a road. A merge doesn't necessarily have to be on the expressway. It's the same skill. I talked to a road tester. They said, hey, Myles, a merge is just a lane change. I'm like, yeah. But if you don't accelerate, you're going to get hit by a car. You are walking in school down the hallway. You walk slow across the hall. You get hit by a senior. They push you on the ground. Get out of the way, freshman. I'm going to chemistry. You're in general science. If you cut across the hallway, you're going to have to speed up and get over. Thank you, Grace Ray. I see you locking in. I see Grace Ray locking in. I can tell from what she's saying, she's starting to learn. I can see that. Others of you, you're just putting stuff in. I'm telling you what I see. I failed because I didn't merge with enough speed. So right, fact, entering a highway or roadway below the flow of the traffic is one of the top cited reasons for road test failure on the Midwest highway inclusive routes. You come out of a subdivision. You go 10. The cars are going 50. We're about to get hit. And I'm like, please push the gas. You're like, what? Please push the gas. And we almost get hit. And then someone swerves and cuts us off. You just created road rage. I don't want us to get hit. Listen to this. A slow merge forces faster traffic to make a last-second decision. That's how on-way ramps crashes happen. We avoid roadways or highways in practice because they scare us both. They scare you and they scare me. You cannot skip highway practice except to pass the highway route test. It's not negotiable. If you can't drive on the highway, you shouldn't be taking your test. If you can't make a right turn out of your subdivision and onto the main road and get up to 30 or 40, you should not be driving. Lack of family support. I really want to hit this. This is going to hit home. Lack of family support in practice time. Because I talk to my students. Hey, Mr. Myles, you taught my sister. She still didn't take her road test. I'm like, what? That was 2 years ago. You about to catch her. Yeah. Hey, you taught my brother. He just doesn't want to drive. What? Are you serious? Yeah. Is he going to pick me up? No, he doesn't drive. My mom's going to pick us up. Okay. This is what you tell me. Okay, here we go. Answer this question. Be truthful. My parents work opposite shifts, so no one is ever free to practice with me. What is your solution? How are you going to get your driving hours? Some of you are faced with this right now. I can't get there. My dad's at work. That's what you told me, Robert. So, Robert, I gave you a different driving time. Yes, I got Robert signed up. I understand, but some of you got to get done. Reply to this. This category is lack of family support or practice time. You got to get practice immediately. Do you agree with this? How are you going to get your driving time in? Please answer this. I'm going to give you a moment. Thank you, Maceo. I'm shouting him out first. Ask a close family member or trusted guardian. So your parents work opposite shifts. No one's there to help. Fact. Household scheduling constraints are one of the most cited real barriers to logging required supervised hours, independent of family motivation. Your mom would work. Your dad works. They got to make money. We don't see intent behind missing hours. We just see a driver who never gets reps. We genuinely want to help. There's just no overlapping time. Your mom and dad love you, but there's no time. This is exactly why I built structured practice plans. 20 focused minutes with my adult beats a vague hour that never happened. Same thing when my daughter was getting ready to take her road test. Dad, we need to work on parking. Dad, we need to work on parking. Dad, we need to work on parking. My daughter was on my head. So I got home half an hour early, dark outside, putting the trash cans out front, putting the car out front, grading her very, 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 very difficult. She only missed like 3 on her test, got on the parallel park, 1 line minus, merging out, 1 line minus, and I think there was something else. She missed less than 5, did a very good job, okay? So you gotta have this conversation with mom or dad. Okay, I talk to your parents. Are you going to have time? Oh, sure. No, they're not, Mr. Myles. They're just saying that. Okay, I'm trying to give you a dose of reality. Not trying to hate. And I really want you ready. It's a commitment. It's a commitment. Okay, here we go. Next question here. Here we go. Thank you, Maceo. Okay, my dad yells the second I make a mistake, so I never want to drive with him. How are you going to handle this? What are you going to do? I talk to parents. I talk to my students. I'm in the middle. You got to get your practice. It's true. It's true. What's your plan to handle this? Okay, I'm like your uncle. I'm like trying to help you. I can't drive all of you. Your dad yells. This is category 3, lack of family support. You've got to get practice. The state changed the law to have a graduated practicing time, GDL, graduated license. You got to be able to drive and get your time in. Haley, dads are nervous. Haley, moms are nervous. Okay, both of them are nervous. Haley, we speak in truth. We not gonna lie. Autumn, they're nervous. Okay, they're scared. But you can't pull out in front of a car. You can't stop at the last second. We, yesterday, were grabbing the back cushion. You know we were. We were grabbing that back cushion. As we put in the sheets to get gas. Right? You were holding that back cushion really hard. But let's talk real. My dad yells the second I make a mistake, so I don't want to drive with him. Fact, high-stress supervised practice sessions are strongly associated with reduced confidence and delay of voluntary practice in new drivers. So if your mom and dad are clocking your teeth, you're not going to want to drive. A scared driver hesitates. Hesitation is what gets someone hit, not the mistake itself. I say it again, a scared driver hesitates. Hesitation is what gets someone hit, not the mistake. Julian did not hesitate. He stopped and he said, I don't like this. I can't see. And usually there could be accidents here. And as he was holding the brake, I'm not lying. And I said, Julian, cover your brake, move up slow. As we started moving up, That young lady in the car crossed us from left to right. And Julian was like, see, I told you. I'm like, Julian, I told you, bro. Okay, I got goosebumps now because we were there yesterday. It happened. This is a true story. I don't yell at you because that's going to make you shut down and hesitate. You're driving 10 in the 50 zone. I know we're about to get hit. And I'm like, please push the gas. I didn't realize how much my tone was shutting her down or shutting him down until he or she stopped asking to drive. And you told me my sister doesn't want to drive. My brother doesn't want to drive. Ooh, Robert said, tell them to calm down. Woo! Just learning to drive. Robert, you better be careful. Your parents brought you in this world. They can take you out, Robert. But if you can have that conversation with mom or dad, that is so important. Okay? Real talk. If a parent and teen can't stay calm together in the car, it's not a character flaw. It's a sign that they need a neutral instructor for a stretch. I'm the neutral person. Okay? Next one. We're having these deep conversations. You're going to think more. Hang in there. Okay, we got 10 minutes. We only have one car, and it's always at work. Bruh. I only have one car here in this household. I talked to you about the dilemma that I'm faced. There's only one car in our household. What are you going to do? Okay, how you going to drive? What's your plan? We only have one car in the house. I want to keep moving. Reply to this. Fact, vehicle access is the top reason Gen Z gives a delay for licensing, ranking above technology or lifestyle preference. We can't ticket our way around the family not having a spare car to practice in. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Ben. It's not that we don't support him or her. We just don't have a second vehicle. They speak in facts. You get mad, but they speak in facts. We only have one car. You're not driving. Ask your driving school about practice rental hours. That's an opportunity. Most families don't know that option exists. Trusted member. Some of y'all get mad, but I'm putting it in anyway. Next question. Here we go. My mom says she's too anxious to be in the car while I drive. Again, give mom grace. My mom says she's too anxious. Fact, real, not. What's your opinion? Again, give mom grace. Moms, don't come after me. Don't come after me, mom. Only go after someone when they talk about your character. Okay? Michael said, tell her everything is fine. Melania said, drive with your dad or someone else. Maceo said, find someone else to drive with. Autumn said, drive with another family member. Emily said, find someone else that's less anxious. Jalen said, it happens if you're a beginner, but you have to show her everything will be fine. Yes, Jalen, but you got that hurdle. Grace Ray said, drive with another family member who is more comfortable driving with you. Robert said, tell her I've practiced a lot. Hold on. Robert said, tell her I practiced a lot, that my goal that Mr. Myles taught me. Yes, I'll talk to your parent. Haley said, drive with someone else, but also give mom some reassurance. Haley. That's beautiful, Haley. Okay, let's talk about this. Fact, parental driving anxiety transfers to the teen passenger dynamics. It is a documented fact in reducing practice hours. An anxious supervising adult often reacts late or overreacts. Both are dangerous in a training vehicle. Amen. I recall a mother and daughter fighting when I was called to help them train for the road test. They were arguing. I'm like, I just want to train your daughter. They were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, I just want to train your daughter. They were ready. I love my daughter or son, but I white knuckle the door handle the whole time. That's completely human. And some of your parents are completely human as you're in tears. See, Mr. Myles, I can't deal with her. I'm like, Mom, you got to give her a chance. You're not in the car with me. I understand that. I'm a counselor too. And it's also exactly why a certified instructor is trained to absorb, so it doesn't become the teen's fear too. And that's real. Stay with me. I'm trying to give you a pathway so when you deal with your parents, Mom, I'm ready. Honey, I'm not. Mom, whenever you're ready, I'm here, right? Whenever you're ready. I'm putting this next question in. And a lot of you are like, man, I'm really learning. Okay, no one in my house drives the right way. No one in my house drives the right way. So who's supposed to teach me? What's your plan now? What's your plan now? What's your plan now? No one drives the right way. Who's supposed to teach me? Ooh, that's a juicy. I'll help you. I have. I've done private lessons before. I'll make time. Because if you got to get ready to take your road test, you're only 15 one time in your life. You're only 16 one time in your life. You're only 17 one time in your life. As you get older, your clock goes faster and faster and faster. You just graduated. You got to go to community college. You got to go to trade school. It starts at 10. You come at 10:30. You come 2 more times, you're out of the program. Whoa, I'm taking the bus, but it comes late. They don't care. Okay? During my career, I recall 3 years ago helping a young lady. She was 22. Still didn't learn how to drive. They paid for private lessons. She was spending $100 a week in Uber and Lyft, $100 a week. I'm like, wow. Please listen. Fact. Supervising adults are not required to demonstrate compliant driving habits themselves before supervising a permit holder. What does this mean? If your mom and dad are driving wild, one hand, no hand, driving crazy. Mom, you're embarrassing me. You want to walk? That's why we have problems, Mom. Dad, can you drop me off down the street? What? Okay. It's true. I've seen this. Like, Mr. Myles, can you just drop me off here? I'm like, what's wrong? Just drop me off here, please. My family's about to clock my tea. Before was such a thing, clocking tea. I will teach you how to drive because that's my goal. And I'll try to talk to your mom and dad, but I can't change them. You can't change them. They've been driving 15, 20 years. Wild. Okay, listen. They're not required. So we see it constantly. A teen picks up a rolling stop or phone habit straight from the front seat. A rolling stop signals all the time. I never thought about how I teach him or her. Okay, they do drive like animals. Facts. Kids don't learn from what you tell them. They learn from what they do every single day when they're riding in the seat. Okay? And some of you have driven prior to coming in, but you have such bad habits. It's not me. I've seen my mom. I've seen my dad. I've seen my brother. I've seen it. This gonna hit home. Here we go. My grandma is my supervising adult, and she doesn't feel confident on the highway either. That's tough. That's tough. You don't have to be old to be a grandma. You can be a grandma in your 30s, in your 40s, starting in 50s, 60s, 70s. When I see grandparents, usually they're in good shape. Hi, Mr. Myles. Hey, Grandma. How you doing? I'm doing good. Come on, let's drive. You know, your grandma or your grandpa love you more. They're going to be honest. Yeah, my grandma's honest. I love her. Do anything for your grandma and grandpa. Okay? Boost her confidence. Michael! Boost that confidence. Boost that confidence. I got to earn the trust of your grandparents. Okay? Call me G-Mom, Mr. Myles. Don't call me Grandma. Mr. Myles, why are you 5 minutes late? I'm sorry. I've been here waiting. Clock my tea. Clock my tea. Okay, listen. My grandmother is my supervising adult and doesn't feel comfortable or confident. Fact, many level 2 permit holders complete their required hours with their grandparent or older relative who may have themselves avoiding certain type of roads. So if your grandmother or grandfather doesn't feel comfortable going a certain roads, you won't have that practice. But at least I got practice. A supervising adult who avoids highway just delays the highest risk gap to the day and can't be avoided anymore. I haven't driven on the highway myself in years, honestly. This is what your grandmother or grandfather may say. That's a perfect case of pairing a home practice with a few professional highway-specific lessons to close the gap. So that could be an opportunity for the driving school, right? Because that 16, 17, 18-year-old gap is real. This is so real. And I hear it from you all the time. And this is more common than you think. Here we go. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. You're locking in. I'm giving you a pathway. My parents split custody, and the hours don't transfer between houses. My parents split custody. Okay? Let's finish. My parents split custody. Real talk. Okay? If you're learning, give us the thumbs up. Come on. Okay, my parents split custody. What do you think about this? What I see from a driving perspective, I see more parents having split custody. We were talking about it yesterday. I just listen. As long as someone can pick you up or drop you off, fine. Right? My parents split custody. What do you think? This is more common than what you think. Fact, split household logistics are real. Under-discussed barrier to consistent logging supervised driving hours. We just need the hours to be logged legitimately. Please answer this, guys. The household arrangement isn't our concern. I'm showing love. I'll listen. It's generally harder to coordinate a shared log between two homes. Anthony said, ask them to Uber you to find a mixed way to drive in both consenting garden. Anthony, speaking truth, man. Please respond to this, guys. This is true. I hear this more all the time. A simple shared note app log between households solves 90% of this. I recommend it to split families consistently. Tomorrow, let's finish. I'm going to give you the categories. Lack of family support and practice time. Please answer this. Lack of family support and practice time. Why don't you text me that right now? Category 3, lack of family support / practice time. We are on number, hold on. We're number 27. Lack of support. It's category 3. Lack of support / family time, category 3. I need you guys to text me that right now. And then we're going to continue this tomorrow. I'm trying to give you a pathway forward so you can get practice time. You're going to have to talk to mom. You're going to have to talk to dad. You might have to rely on grandma, grandpa, uncle, auntie. I don't want to go over anything new because we're running out of time, but I'm going to give you a little sneak preview. We're going to finish this category 4, cost and access barriers. Driver's ed costs a lot of money. Category 5, anxiety and confidence killers. We had to talk about this. Category 6, Midwest winter road conditions. Please text me that. Road conditions, fog, wind gust, summer construction, generational shift. Category 7, why teens delay driving. Very, very important. I see that trend. Category 8, parent-teen conflict during practice. Category 9, scheduling, SOS, DMV, system failures. That's a lot. Okay, I need you to put your first, middle, last name in, and bye-bye. 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 I want to say thank you. It was a great class today. T, how are you? A great class. We had a lot going on today. Consider subscribing, joining the community. It was real today. I want to say thank you. And think about what you need to do to go over those barriers. Bye.